Of course.
No, thank you.
Oh my God, why do I have all those clothes on my bed? And why can't I get this
So welcome
camera
to
high enough?
another episode of The Americans. I'm really excited today because we have the hilarious Geneva Joy, and then we have the mildly amusing Richard Villa.
Hey, what's going on? How's it going, Geneva? Hi, how are
Hey.
you?
I'm trying to hide my dirty clothes.
It was a
Don't worry
sausage
about it.
fest last week. It was just too many guys, and we needed to make it a little bit more diverse and bring that feminine energy and get everybody to know you. So tell everybody. So we have people streaming from, watching from New York, LA, San Diego, London. You are in
New Orleans.
Nice.
That's why I'm dressed like a genie at a disco. And that's why I'm late and still putting on makeup.
Now, in New Orleans, everybody dresses like you, or you're just special and you dress this way? This is your style, or is this a very traditional New Orleans dressing?
It's a little bit of both, plus me not handling the pandemic well. Like in New Orleans, like nobody's walking around looking like clowns. Well, actually, the clowns are, but you get to be kind of free. And if you did something weird, like wore a princess outfit with a raptor head, nobody would say anything. Like
totally acceptable. Totally acceptable.
It really is. Like anything goes. So, like I've already decided that this pandemic is so crazy that after this, I'm doing whatever the fuck I want. Like, I don't care. I'm wearing anything. I'm going to be walking around like Beyonce in a bodysuit at the grocery store. I don't care. And I'm losing weight during the pandemic, so I'm going to be a hot mess. I'm going to wear like Kinsey dresses and sneakers. So today I felt like an old Jewish grandmother. I was pulling my bubby out. I got on.
Look, my babushka, she totally has that. You know what I always said? The only people that can pull off leopard print and peacock, you got to be black or a Russian babushka. That's it.
You know what? I'm from Philadelphia, and there's a lot of Russians there. And now, like they came like the last 15 years. Oh, I love hanging in the area. Like I felt at home because I could just wear whatever I wanted.
What's a babushka? What's a babushka?
It's like a grandma.
A grandma? Babushka's a grandma?
That's how you say grandmother in Russian, babushka.
Yeah, okay. Like she doesn't have to work anymore. She's spending her dead husband's pension. It's just all glam and sweatsuits. It's beautiful.
Sweatsuits. I want to be a babushka. Sounds fun.
What is this juicy? Why is it so? What's juicy? What does the juicy mean? And I'm like, oh, grandma, don't take them juicy. She's like, oh, they're yeah. I grew up in that world, so it's so great that you grew up in Philly and now you're in New Orleans.
Yeah. Shout out to Brighton Beach, New York. Like they're heavy in Brighton Beach. Yeah.
This is like all my relatives, we're in live on Brighton Beach, and also you live in DC for a second, no?
Oh, okay, stalker. I went to Howard University. I need a glass of water. I'm just waking up.
So what did you start from Harvard University? What was your major? Harvard University. Harvard University. Who were you?
Not Harvard. Not Harvard. Howard. Howard is the
Howard
Black
University.
Harvard.
The Black
Harvard.
Okay.
Yes. Howard
but
University.
Only socially. It's actually not that good academically. But
oh my God. Sorry, Harold.
No, I loved Howard because that's where the Georgetown kids would go to get weed. We would roll up.
I had Georgetown friends. Let's leave it at that.
I was like,
so you sold weed? Wow.
Yeah, I was raised by black girls, so I was at home in Howard. So I was like the only one. Everyone else was too scared at Georgetown. They're like, send Igor. So I would go get the orders and go down to Howard to pick up a sack. Yeah, I'm like going back with a QP in my bag on the metro, being like, please don't smell me. Please don't smell me.
But see, like the Georgetown fear is like based in nothing, because if you went to Howard, that means that you were like smart or at least a good student. I wasn't a good student. I was the smart one. And so like it was the geeks of Black America all on one campus acting like we were like the thugs. It was a thing. There wasn't a suspicion amongst any of us. Not at all.
Were you doing comedy back in university? When did you start?
You know what? I was not doing comedy in university. I knew I wanted to do this since I was like 7 years old. I don't know where my camera is. Here we go. Since I was 7 years old, but I was super, super afraid. I was actually dating a guy at school. Can we call it that? Who did? No, it wasn't a booty call. It was just like me being really awkward. No, not even. Did we go that far? I don't know. It was just like this weird. It didn't happen, but it should have happened. And then our best friends hooked up, so we had to be around each other, like ongoing stupid saga of 18-year-olds. But whatever. He actually was trying to be a comedian, and so I was sitting there watching, like he has no idea.
Where's he now? Where's he now?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't talked to him since I was like 20.
He quit.
And you know what? I haven't heard his name either. So yeah, I'm right. I win.
Yeah, you good. You good. You're winning. Go ahead.
So how do you, of all of this quarantine thing, what's the hardest thing and what's the easiest thing? Like, what's the hardest thing and what's the blessing? You know, because it's always a double-edged sword. So what are the two sides? What are the two sides of the sword for you? What's the blessing and what's the pain? Tell us.
Okay, I'll start with the pain, and I hope I don't take it down too far. But like, I'm from Philadelphia. I live in New Orleans. They locked us down about the 9th. I used to do shows on Bourbon, so I had the urge to go home. Oh, I didn't even do mascara. I had the urge to go home and be with my family because all of my family there, including my mother who lives alone. But somebody let me know, like, you know, New Orleans is the numbers were already high. Right in the beginning, right? So there was a chance, especially with me being on Bourbon, that I could have been taking it home to my mom and my aunts and everybody. So I decided to stay put. So the idea that I'm away from them and God forbid something happens, I might not ever see them again, it keeps me up, which is why I just woke up before this came on. But the double-edged sword, the pleasure part is that I'm a little bit of an agoraphobic, a social agoraphobic, if you will. So like, I'll stay home for days, weeks at a time, if I can. Like if nothing is too pressing, I might have foundation on my hands. If nothing is too pressing, I'll stay home. So I like that, the fact that I don't have to be anywhere. There are no bras in quarantine, as you can see.
Joe, did you hear that, Joe? Weekends, yo.
Where you at, Joe? Where are you? Where's Joe Watkins? Where's he writing in?
Joe Watkins.
No, I have one more silver lining. That's I'm finally getting to live my dreams of being a kept woman, thanks to the stimulus packages. I'm finally getting a steady pay through unemployment, which most cute comics don't get. Like I'm just getting it weekly with the extra money. Oh, he lives in Nigeria. Hey, Benjamin.
Hey, look at you. Relax.
Okay, anyway, but I feel like a kept woman, like my weird, funky old sugar daddy is giving me money every week to just stay in the house
Donald
and not
Trump.
have sex.
It's Trump. It's Trump.
I don't like him, but I'm going to take the money and I just sit around being pretty.
Did you know that he sent everybody a letter with a signature that says, just a reminder, I'm the one that sent you the money. Here's my signature.
Nobody cares. Just like a kept woman, like a mob kept woman, I'm going to rat him out in the end. It's okay.
Yeah, as good as your last paycheck, Bubby. That's it. You were going to say something, Igor?
You just learned from your Russian babushkas. They trained you well. Because like Russian girls, they have it down to a science. They like that's your job. When you're a Russian girl, you have an expiration, like a very short shelf life. By the time you hit 24, you better be married with Chanel dripping from you, and that's it. You're done. That's your job is to get married. That's it.
Let me ask you guys, because I asked my wife, and I think she's bullshitting me. I asked my wife, did it matter to you what your future husband was going to do for a living? And she was like, nope, it didn't matter to me as long as I loved them. And I was like, that's a bullshit answer. Honestly, Geneva, Igor, you tell me, guys. Do you guys see that as a deal breaker for you?
Yeah. My mom taught me, she was like, you know what? Love doesn't pay the bills. Love doesn't feed the children. Fuck love. Fuck love. Just flat out. No. That was her take on it.
Can you live off of just love?
No.
Right? It'll ruin the relationship if it was just love.
You know what the problem is though? It's not even just living off of love. I grew up broke. I'm still kind of broke. The hard part about Love with No Money is that it's not at all as glamorous as the movies look like. Like the first time you have a breakup with a broke dude and you're broke and you're crying on the bus, it is not like a movie. It is very, very sad. Like you watch the videos and the girl, she drives off and like throws something at the house from like a drop top Ferrari, and you're like, yeah, I'm done with him to the left. But in my life, I had to like be like, I'm done with you, and then wait at the bus stop while he stood there. Like it wasn't. It's not.
You both have to wait for the bus.
I didn't get my Beyonce moment. It didn't work the same. Like, his mom dropped me off. It was not the same.
It's like screaming shit, walking out of the house and forgetting your keys. You're like, shit, I gotta go back.
So are you like the next bus is 45 minutes? You mind to come inside?
Yeah.
Who's missing physical touch? I know you're with your wife, Richard. I'm with my mom. What about you? What's going on? Like, are we missing like the cuddles and the hugs? Are we missing like how are you feeling? Tell us.
Oh, it's so sad. Like last week, I was just watching like streaming television, like CBS, The Neighborhood, like a regular old show. And you know how like you're with your boo and you're just like chilling, like you're with your wife and you're chilling and you just like rub her shoulder or her hand or something like that.
Yeah.
So I'm laying there and I'm watching. Okay, I'm watching a comedy family sitcom and I catch myself just gently caressing my vibrator. I wasn't even horny. It was just like it was like we were hanging out. Like
yeah, is that foreplay?
Oh, no, it wasn't foreplay.
It's just.
And the funny part is that it's not one of those phallic shaped ones. It's one of like the massager ones. So it's just cold. It's just plastic
it's like
and weird shape.
One with the thing. It's like a robot. It's not even.
And I was just like, "Hey, boo."
I would say get a puppy, but I don't know if she should.
Oh, it's so sad.
Oh my God, that's sad. That is sad, girl. I'm sorry.
Richard,
yes.
Are you worried about the future? Like, are you concerned about the future?
Listen, man, when you have nothing to lose, who cares?
Like,
right?
Are you checking your like astrology chart or like going to like a psychic or getting tarot cards read? Like, are you just like, fuck it, I don't care. Like, what are you thinking?
You know what it is for me? Like we were talking about being broke. I was broke in South Central LA, man, in Compton. Like we knew how to survive on nothing. So when all these government programs started popping up, dude, we knew exactly where the spots were. We knew the people there. We got to cut the line. I mean, you know, our infrastructure is based in all around just being broke. So you telling us we don't have money, we were like, we already knew that. So that doesn't scare me. I think if I was sick or I think if my family was ill, I think that's when I would really freak out. But right now they're just telling me you're broke. I'm like, I know that. Tell me something I don't know.
What about Geneva? Are you worried about the future or are you kind of like settled into the moment? How are you handling this?
Well, I'm just bored. So it's funny you mentioned tarot cards because I have been watching, like my friends are really into tarot and astrology, and I'm not so much. Like all I know is I'm a Leo, so I'm the best. But my friends are like, I'm an Aries moon rising, Cialis on my dad's side. I'm just like, I don't know all of that. I don't care. But I've been watching the tarot card readers, and like tarot cards are weird. Like they're so weird. Like who came up with the imagery? Like who was just like, oh, you know that feeling when you think your spouse might be cheating, but you're not sure if you should leave the relationship? What does that look like? Oh, that guy with all those sticks over there. Like, what are you talking about? Or like, they're like, you know that time?
Clubs. You're talking about the 7 of clubs. I do tarot. That's the 7 of clubs right there.
Or the one where the one where like I feel like they were drawing them and they were like, hey, you ever go see your emperor and like the sun is right behind your emperor's head, but the wolf is looking to the left? That means you need a break. Like, who drew that out? Or like the one is like, hey, so you know how you're hanging in the forest with your 3 golden goblets and a crow knocks one over?
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to change your scenery. Like I was like, what? Like it doesn't add up to me. It's freaking me out. It's absolutely freaking me out.
I think what bothers me about those tarot readers is that you're giving me bullshit advice follow your heart. That's what got me here. Don't follow the money. I'm broke. I need money. Well,
I can't say that because I got some.
You can't say it, but I'll say it. You don't say it. You don't get in trouble. I'll say it.
No, my friends are like tarot card readers, and they're kind of spot on. But I get really disappointed when they like recently. All the ones for Leo and for me have been like, oh, the guy from your past, the one that's your twin flame is trying to come back. He's trying to figure out what to say. He knows he was wrong. And then the only calls I get are from people that I never wanted to give my phone number to. Like, it's just a real downer. It's a real 2020, if you will. Like, a lot of high hopes, very disappointing outcome. Like, it's sad.
Follow your heart. Follow your heart. That's what I heard.
My heart said take a shot of vodka less than 30 minutes after I woke up.
We're doing tequila here, so.
Wait. I gotta go get my whiskey. Continue talking. I'm gonna go get my whiskey. On
the point of the Americans, what I really wanted to do is really showcase how diverse America really is. And do you feel American, first off? Do you feel patriotic? Do you feel American? Because a lot of people, their version of America is very different depending on where you're from and where you live.
America.
And what do you tell? Like, do you feel American?
America.
You know what?
American. Are you American?
American.
I am. I'm surprisingly patriotic. Like, I'm real Afrocentric. You normally see me like African fabric or that shit, like whatever. I love going home to my home continent, all of that. But like, I am an American. Like, my ancestors' blood and sweat is in this soil. This is mine. So I grab my little Pan-African American flag. Ooh. I should have told y'all this. This should be what I have up. Like this with my face on it. It's kind of where I'm at.
I'll make you one. I'll send it to you.
Yes.
So like I'm very Pan-African, but I'm very American. And I feel like it's also because I have traveled. And like, I love my culture.
Time out for toast. Grab your drink.
We're ready.
If you're watching at home, pour yourself a shot.
It's 12 o'clock somewhere. You chug it.
Oh, yeah. She ain't playing. She's like, all right, no.
Only thanks to COVID.
Yeah.
Thanks to COVID-19.
I gotta kill the germs. But no, I'm oddly patriotic, and people are real shocked to find out I'm patriotic. But it's because I've been places, and I like what we like. I like Hobby Lobby and Wendy's and personal freedoms. That's like the most.
Okay, so can I tell you something about me? Is we came to this country when I was a kid, and my mom explained to me what the love of Mexico was. The love of Mexico that we have is like a mother that can't feed you and tells you, now go find your own way because you're not going to have a future here. So we have to leave our mothers, and we came here and we found help and we created our lives here. And she says, America gave us all these opportunities. Our mother doesn't stop being our mother. It's just that we also have to respect our stepmother now because it's giving us all these opportunities. Did she raise us? No, this stepmother did. But that one's the one where we're born. It says you don't have to disrespect them. You could just have to respect both of them. If you're from another country, that's what she would say. She would never wave the Mexican flag in U.S. soil. She would always have an American flag for that same reason.
That's what I love about America is that you can totally do that and nobody shoots you. So it's a great place for me. Like I have found myself in middle America at a Walmart reaching for the same "These Colors Don't Run" shirt as a dude with a Confederate flag and a Jim Bob beard. So like America. America.
That's why I drink in a jar. My hillbilly side, America. I
love your analogy with the stepmother, but we all hate our stepfather right now, don't we?
Oh hell yeah! It's like a bad breakup between mother and father. One talks shit about the other. You run to Mexico, they talk shit about the U.S. You went to the U.S., they talk shit about Mexico. Oh man. Oh my god.
So have you traveled anywhere else? Have you been to like the UK or London? Because I know a lot of people are watching from London and the UK. Have you ever been?
Who are you asking, me?
Either of you, both of you.
Oh.
Where have you guys traveled to? Like Europe, Africa? Where have you gone?
I've been all over Europe, Germany. What happened with me is I was doing a lot of military tours with NWR and the SO tours. So
Oh,
for
wow.
3 years, I traveled to the UK, all of Southeast Asia, Afghanistan, Kuwait, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, Dubai, Kyrgyzstan. Then we went Latin America. So we covered Honduras, Guatemala, anywhere that the U.S. had a military base for those 3 years. I just wanted to see the world without getting shot.
That's
And I was Canadian. What better way to see the world? The government pays you and you just travel and say hi to the boys. And it was very gratifying, man. It was very
nice.
gratifying that way. And you let me tell you something about the American military. It's a rainbow of colors when it comes to nationalities. Not only as Latinos, but in that aspect, they all become brothers. So even if you're black, white, Hispanic, or Asian, they call each other brothers. There is no color there, just green or whatever military color they have. But it was nice. It was cool.
You know that's why Mexicans call them gringos. Because during
Why?
the war, all the Americans were wearing green. All the Mexicans were like, gringo! Hey, I say gringo!
Oh, yeah, that is true. I've heard that before. I don't know if it's a fact. We don't care, but spread the rumor. I like it. I like it. Spread the rumor. That's why we say green goals. Green goals.
So Geneva, where else have you been? Where else have you gone?
Well, I feel like I just got travel slayed. I'm trying to get my camera higher so I can get my right angles.
Yeah,
but
your angle.
No, I have not made it to Europe yet. I keep waiting because it's so tiny that I feel like I need a long time to be there so that I can bounce around. But I have traveled to West Africa extensively, Cameroon, Senegal, Ivory Coast, Morocco. I'm forgetting somewhere, Ghana.
Wow.
I've been to China, Japan. I used to just go to Canada every year on like whims. So like those, that's all I've been to yet. I have not been to Mexico yet, which is weird. And when I was like, oh, okay, I'm done fiddling with this camera. Fuck it, let's stop.
Just let it be. Hey, listen, we get a better shot of your boobs this way. Leave it there.
There was a cute Nigerian here. I'm trying to get it.
There you go. Well, why do you think he left? You kept moving the camera. Leave it where. There you go.
He sees my dirty bedroom. That's what it is. No, I'm trying to get one of them. I'm trying to get an ECOS passport so I don't have to keep paying these visa fees. But anyway,
there you go.
I haven't been
There's
to Mexico yet.
Guy.
I haven't been to Mexico yet, except one time I was 16 on a conference, and I was in Anaheim, and I found out there's a train to Tijuana. So I left my mentors, like, oh, I'm going to the store in the morning with my passport, trying to get to Tijuana by myself for the day. That was a really bad idea. Thank God I missed the train.
Oh, wow, because there is a train that takes you straight to the border. Like when you get off, you can cross the border to Tijuana.
I had my little passport. I was like, I'm out.
Geneva, let me tell you something. I work a lot with the Spanish comedians in Mexico, and a lot of English comics are going out there now. Louis C.K. did Mexico City. So
I'm doing it.
It's happening, man. It's happening, Geneva.
We might have to do a Black Girl Giggle show in Mexico. Do you know anybody who can bail me out?
I can do. I'm in Mexico right now. This is the only way I could afford all of this is Mexico. I could not afford this in America. Like this place right here costs about $20 down here in Mexico. This. I mean, the roof leaks and there's rats downstairs, but it looks good from this angle.
Yeah, work it. Work your angle, baby.
Right.
I went to
Fiji. I got to Hawaii. I've never been to Fiji. I've never been to an island. Geneva, you look like an island girl. Like I could see you. I mean, Fiji.
You know what?
The closest I got is Fiji water. That's it.
I haven't been to the Caribbean, but I've had a lot of the Caribbean in me. No.
Hey, you haven't been to Mexico? You want Mexico in you?
I had a lot of Mexican come out of me though. So this is bad. Oh my God, this pile of clothes.
Don't worry, I know who can wash them. Don't worry. Oh my God.
I'll keep working on it.
Okay, no. So how many years have you been doing comedy now?
Me?
Yes.
I started as like a comic host in about 2008, so do that math. I hosted my adult bingo in Philadelphia.
Wait,
I was
what? Stop. What?
You didn't know
Adult
that?
bingo? Did you hear
Yeah,
that?
I host.
Yeah. Wait. Tell me what this is. What is this?
Like geriatric? Like, I mean, they're already like grown and adult. What do you mean adult bingo? Oh shit!
Adult bingo. It's funny that I haven't cleaned my room since my last stream, so this was like right by my foot. This wasn't a prop.
Wait. What do we get if we say bingo?
Adult bingo like that. Explain to us what is adult bingo.
If you say bingo when it's not bingo, you get this. But if you say, wait, you know what? I'm gonna push the limits now. If you say bingo and you actually win, you win prizes like, oh, I need my back sheet so you can see it. You win prizes like this. There we go.
What is that? Palm Pal. Ooh, I need a Palm Pal. I need to get in a Palm Pal. That's a pocket pussy, Richard.
Yeah.
Oh, pocket. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Okay, a pocket. Ooh, no.
Oh, Richard, that's one for you.
Good. Ain't no beats. No, that's not for me. I know that for sure. Nothing hard and long can be for me.
I mean, try it. This is like lubricant. Yeah. So I give away sex toys. I do that every Tuesday here. Here's another phone one. I do that every Tuesday here at a bar called the High Hole Lounge. And I've been doing it online. Oh, no, I got makeup under my nails. Get my QVC on. Hold on.
So wait, if we want to play along, how does it work? What do we got to log on to? What do we got to like? We need a board. Do we need pay? Like, how does it work? Explain to us.
It's all digital right now. So people are texting me like they don't get how this works. I have a Sexy Bingo Facebook page.
Okay.
And in theory, I'll figure out what I couldn't figure out last week, and you can watch it live on that page. And if I fail, then you'll be on my Sexy Bingo IG. I always have a co-host, and we play along on a website that I give you the link to. So you'll have to have like 2 windows open to watch us and then play along. But I have the prizes. I'm trying to get some ink for my printer so I can start shipping them out to people. And that's what we do. Bingo is very lewd and lascivious. There's a lot of bad sexual puns.
When is this? You said Tuesday at what time?
Every Tuesday, 7 Central. So I go like 7 to 9.
You got that, Richard? Tuesday, 7 Central. We're doing some. Actually, I don't know if I want to.
I'm gonna be there and fuck. Yes, I'm going to be there and fuck it. I'll pay for the ink for the printer. Just send me the price.
Oh hey!
I want those prices. Somebody else said shake it more, shake it more, shake it more.
I'm a sugar baby now.
There you go.
Yes.
I'll pay for
but it's a lot of fun. And if you guys are ever coming to New Orleans, let me know once we all open back up. I would love to have you co-host with me. We're at a bar. It's really like divey. I have a resident sex cult that comes every week with their head dominatrix. It's a weird thing. We just drank. There's tacos outside. They're made by white people, but they're the best tacos in the city.
White people tacos.
You had me at tacos. Relax. You had me at tacos. I'm there. You have a way to talk to a man's heart. Okay.
Tacos, dildos, sex cult, dive bar, and random costumes. What else could you want?
If you add weed to that mix, that's my bucket list.
There's New Orleans. There is weed.
Geneva, the last time I was in New Orleans, okay, I was on Bourbon Street, maybe but 15 minutes, and everyone was asking me to show my butt for beads. And so I showed my butt for beads, and I got a bunch of beads and 10 black dudes on top of me, pushing me up against the wall, booking me. Literally.
If they were cops, why did it have to be black? Like the black part didn't matter. That's the moment when the black didn't matter. Like just say cops.
Right. All these cops jumped on top.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because hold on, because you confused the hell out of me too. I was like, they booked you. Is that a sexual position now? Gay guys just ram you in a train?
I grew up in DC when I went to school there, and I love me some chocolate. They call it Chocolate City for a reason. And it was, at first I thought it was like, ooh, this is kind of like a kinky thing because it was gay pride. that they weren't like dressed in cop uniforms for fun. They were dressed in cop uniforms for work. And I was like, oh, shit, this is gonna be and then I was like, oh fuck, this isn't playtime. This isn't bingo. This is my ass going to jail.
So Igor, when he put the handcuffs.
Friends, by the way, when you get arrested, you don't want to be arrested with your brown friends, because all my brown friends were like, I don't know that bitch, and ran away. They all fucking left me.
Oh, they get shot. They get shot, bro. You don't. You're white.
You get arrested.
It wasn't worth it.
Because one of them is probably going to be a lawyer.
Bro, so when he first put the handcuffs on you, did you think, wait, I'm going to let this go, see where it's going? So he put the other one, you're like, oh, fuck, I'm fucked.
Exactly. And then I'm like, there were these hairy bears walking around with assless chaps. And I was like, wait, their ass is showing. I just waxed. Is that why you're arresting me? And that's when they put me in the paddy wagon.
Wow, you in there with a bunch of men.
I called Karen. Something's missing from the story. I called Karen.
It's better. So everybody in the street started to chant, set him free, set him free. And I felt like the white Mandela of Bourbon Street.
I would allow that. I would absolutely allow that.
So imagine now, I go to Orleans Parish Prison Holding, OPP.
They didn't take you to the French Quarter jail?
OPP, no, they sent me to the prison holding to teach me a lesson.
Ooh,
and I show up in my harness and my little booty shorts, and I roll up in that prison, and okay, it's mostly black boys, which is my thing, and they run up to the thing, they start rattling the bars. Yo, Snow White, you gonna be my bitch tonight? Yeah.
Poetry.
I've never been so turned on and scared at the same time.
They set you up. They were supposed to take you to the cute little jail in the French Quarter where they sell you your mudshot and a T-shirt.
No.
So, like,
oh, really?
No. Yeah.
No.
Like they have a gift shop that says I was arrested in New Orleans, and a lot of times they say if you buy something from the gift shop, all of a sudden your arraignment date goes away, so you don't have to come back.
Yeah, no.
Like,
this is the truth. Getting serious. I made friends because I need to protect myself. I can't fight worth shit. And while I was talking to the guys in the prison, they were not there for anything I didn't do. They weren't there for anything that I haven't gotten caught for. The only reason they were there is because they couldn't afford the lawyer, and that's it. And so because they couldn't afford a lawyer to bail themselves out, now they're in jail for a couple years. And that is our justice system. It's a pay-to-play game, and that's when it really hit me, that the only thing that they did wrong was not have enough money and be a little bit darker than me. And that's when I really lost it. I couldn't believe that's, it was just in my face. It was just,
that only bothers people if they don't have money. People with money really don't bother them that they can get out of fucking trouble with money, man. So
that's why
poor people are telling you you're right. Rich people are telling you shut the fuck up.
I like that I like that you had your political awakening while wearing a harness and leather booty shorts. Like that's
in prison.
That's your origin story as our next civil rights leader. Like, can you imagine his civil rights movie? It starts with him putting on a harness and baby oil.
I don't know what
like if that was in Malcolm X, I think people would have.
Don't gag our boys, and it's a gag ball. Don't gag our boys.
Wait, time out. It only takes one man to change the world.
Yeah.
So have you guys ever been arrested?
No.
Have you ever been in jail?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I got arrested. I got arrested.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got busted. I was promoting this tequila and this vodka. We were doing a comedy tour. And they had prepped a limo for us and everything because they knew they wanted us to encourage people to drink and we should be drinking too. And that was part of the deal. And so they were going to make sure we didn't get in trouble. We had security, everything. So we start drinking. And I had just gotten divorced, so I didn't care, dude. I was just like, hey, I'm drinking, having a good time. This girl says, if you take my car, you can come home with me. And you can bring a friend. I have a friend. I was like, let's go. So let's take a shot for the road. I take a shot. As soon as I drive out, cop stops me. I just pulled over, got into the gas station. He says, "Have you been drinking?" I told him, "I'm fucked up, sir." He says, "What? I'm drunk. Let's not do this." He says, "Why?" "Bro, they're just coming out of the club where I performed. I'm not gonna have you do me a sobriety test. I don't want you recording my ass. Let's go."
Sobriety test, Richard?
For what? I'm all sober now. So the guy goes, "I'm gonna take your car." The girl next to me goes, "That's my car." I was like, "Not anymore." "What about my car?" My friend goes, "Fuck your car. What about my friend? Where is he going?" I ended up in jail. The company was so upset that I had left. They pulled me out of the tour, and they took care of all my legal fees. Sucks, man. It's just one of those big mistakes. And it wasn't because I was driving wrong. It was just you don't have the front plate, so we have an excuse to stop you. So
I'm gonna
this
send
was
you a pocket pussy.
Thank you. God, I'm gonna send you ink. I'm gonna send you ink. When you come here, when you come to LA, please, Geneva, can we have one of those bingo nights here? Bring Igor over and we do it, all three of us.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, that'd be great. So, what? Give me as an example of the bingo. How does it work? How do you do the bingo? How do I know you're not cheating? How do I know there's not rigged? How do I know
in person is actual bingo. I'm calling numbers. I prefer digital balls over analog balls, and I do suggest that you all upgrade from your regular balls to digital balls. It's a lot easier. They're right on your phone. They don't roll around on the ground and get dusty. It's a great life. But like I'm actually calling real bingo. I have cards and everything. For legal purposes, there is no cash prize, and none of the prizes have a cash value.
Okay.
I don't do jail for anybody. Although I have been arrested.
Ooh,
so,
why?
What happened?
Yeah.
I got arrested the last time I was in Ghana about 2 years ago. Like I got arrested in Ghana for having marijuana on me, but it's such a bullshit.
Ghana for ganja.
Right.
Ghana for ganja.
Right.
Wow, that's a t-shirt.
And here's the deal.
Now that's a t-shirt.
I'm not even a big pothead, but like I only smoke when other people have it. So like somebody gave it to me, and we were supposed to go. It was like so little left that the last time we smoked, and they gave me the rest. That we were going to go back to the beach after dinner, and so I was like, I'll just give this back to him. Maybe he can roll it. So I mentioned it in the car in the cab to my friend who was staying a few extra days. And we were about to like go home, repack, and go to the airport early because we had too much stuff. So I mentioned it to my friend who was staying a few extra days, and all of a sudden, in hindsight, the cab driver took a detour. So it was a cab driver that set me up.
The taxi driver?
Yes.
Wait, what? That sounds like Mexico. Yeah. That sounds like Mexico, Richard.
So like you go through all these different traffic stops, around the city, but a lot of times they look, it's girls in the car, whatever, keep going. This traffic stop was right by the whole stroll on some back street, and they're going through cars all crazy. They came to our car, they went right to me. I was trying to hide it in like a hole in my bag, but they still found it. When I tell you, it was like less than crumbs, and it was dirt weed at that. So the guy, it was the weirdest fucking story. So the guy finds it. He was like, "This is what we were looking for. Cocaine #1, marijuana #2. And what's crazy is that earlier that day, I got a call from somebody in New Orleans like, "Oh, we're putting together a show with Joe Torre. You guys know the comedian Joe Torre?"
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. And we want you to open for him in New Orleans. So I was like, cool, I'm in Ghana. I'm about to be flying all these flights for like the next day. I'll call you when I get back to New Orleans. The guy who was doing the bad cop looked just like Joe Torre. Like it was surreal. I wasn't even high. I was like, why is Joe Torre yelling at me? What is going on? So like he was like, "I'm taking you to jail." My friends were crying. I knew it was a shakedown. Like I had heard about this happening. So I was like, whatever. And right before I left to go, my last show at Bourbon Oz, every Thursday you can catch me at a Bourbon Oz on Bourbon Street on Gay Bourbon on the Jeff D Comedy Cabaret. It's a drag show, and I'm the featured comedian. So you got to come do that when you're here, Igor.
Yeah.
But I had did the show, and he mentioned I was traveling, so I had a whole bunch of tips. It looked like a lot of money. It was only like $60. I kept it on me to give like kids dollars and things. who's calling me? But whatever. So they looked at my wallet and they thought I was balling. So like, you're gonna go to jail for 5 years. You're never going home again. And they were yelling at me. They took me to the prison. But before they took me to the jail, they told me to get in the back of like this Ford F-150, like a double cab, but an old one, of course, is Ghana. So I'm in the back and I'm just sitting there like, these dudes are playing real hardball, but I'm gonna keep calm. And the guy, Joe Torre, comes around. He's like, scooch over. I'm like, what you mean scooch over? Like a cop told me to scooch over. And I was like, no, he was like, scooch over. And like, so I scooch over and he gets in and then another cop gets in. So I'm super scared. Like we had to ride shotgun in their cop car. Like it was so stupid. They took me to this jail and then Officer Torre is like, get in the cell. And that's where I stopped. I have a serious fear of imprisonment. I don't play it down.
Look, everything's fun and games. Great experience. You can go fuck yourself now, sir.
And like the jail cell looked like a room with like a project door gate on it, and there was two of them. And the one with the guys, I don't know how many people were in there, but they were all up on the gate looking like homicide. It was so weird. Then the girl in the girl cell, she immediately had an attitude with me, so she's rolling her eyes at me, but fuck her. So he's like, get in there, and I'm like, no. And he's like, get in there, and I'm like, no. He was like, get in there, I'll put you in there. I was like, I'm not going in there. He's like, get in there. I was like, and this is when I went from being like kind of nervous and quiet and scared to just being right ignorant ghetto. I was like, put me in there. Put your hands on me. You're going to have to call the American consulate. You going to call the consulate now? Put Trump on the phone. And I just started getting like real.
Those are the black girls we were warned about. Leave her alone.
Because for a while they thought I was lying about being Ghanaian, which was bullshit. But so he was like, all right, go sit down. So that's when I sat down. I got the moment to stunt on the girl in the cell because she was rolling her eyes at me. So I sat down and I was like, and then one of the guys started flirting with me and waving at me through the bars. So like I was like, okay, this is gonna pass. But they kept playing hardball. So I would go from like, get me out of this shit, I'm American, to like, it was crazy. They took me to the ATM. I finally explained to a cop like I didn't have thousands of dollars. Thank God my phone was dead because I read that they would like call home and like get your parents to like send money, and my mom would have broke her neck to get me out of that threat. But my phone was dead. So they took me to the ATM. I explained to him we're about to leave. I've been overspending. I literally went to the market right before we went to dinner, and I was almost manic spending. And my friend was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I don't know. I just feel like I need everything." So thank God I had spent a ton of money. So all I had was like less than $300 in my account. They took me to 2 ATMs to make me withdraw all my money.
Wow.
And then they made me sign a confession.
Say hi, Mom. Wait, come here now. She's got
hi, Mom.
Mom, come say hello to everybody. This is Mama Nina.
Oh, hey.
Hi, Princess.
Hi.
That's how we do. What else is in your hand, Mom?
Carrots.
Carrots and a crown. Carrots and a crown. That's how we do coronavirus.
No.
That's how you live. That's how you live.
It's pretty pickled.
Pickled carrots and a crown. That's how we roll. Mom, do you want to shut up? Go get your glass.
There you go.
And I love that sweatsuit, by the way. I see her. I see her.
Yeah.
I'm very lucky that's who. This is my COVID partner. I love her so much. Do you have you got your wife and daughter? Who's your COVID partner, Junior?
I have my roommates here, and their lovers.
Explain. Oh, you got to explain this. Break it down for us, please. I don't.
Yes. What is it?
Well, there's 4 of us in this really nice house. One of them is with his girlfriend and has been with his girlfriend the whole time. The other 2, they're upstairs, so we kind of like don't bother each other much. But they're hot in the ass. I have 2 twinkish gay roommates, and like they don't understand that COVID means no dick. Like they just won't stop.
Are you serious? Wait, are they hooking up on COVID or under COVID? Stop.
Yes.
Stop.
They hook under Molly. What makes you think they won't hook up under COVID?
Are they turning your house?
They think that repeating the partner is the safest thing. Like I don't.
You're like, I'm just doing it to the. Oh, really? So monogamy now? That's what it is. COVID is.
COVID has pushed the twinks into monogamy.
Yeah.
That's what it takes to turn gays monogamous. A giant pandemic virus.
Yes, that's what it is. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't put my dick in everything.
But we get along well, and the only time we've been angry is that if one person orders Wendy's and doesn't tell the other person. But other than that, it's okay.
So, what are you guys doing for Mother's Day? Are you planning anything for Mother's Day?
Mother's Day. I called my mom. She said stay home. I don't
No,
want.
it's coming up. It's May 9th. It's May 9th. What are we doing?
Well, I'm doing a comedy show completely in Spanish for the very first time at the world famous Laugh Factory in Hollywood with La Chupitos. This is all in Spanish for Mother's Day. It's going to be broadcast live worldwide, I guess. But my mom, personally, I told her, Mom, let's go out for dinner on the 10th. She said, no, I don't want any of you here. I'm old. You guys are going to kill me. I don't want you here. I just Skype me or something or Zoom me. And just send me money. She says, send me money. I'll find what to do with it. Don't worry about it. So that's what I'm doing for Mother's Day. Sending my mom money.
Geneva, what about you?
My mom's in Philadelphia. I can't be with her, so I'm sending a bunch of Amazon packages. We like to
Wait, you're not sending some beats? You're not sending any of that stuff, are you?
My mom's super Christian.
All right.
She's super
All right,
Christian.
good. I don't know what kind of gifts you send out to family. I just want to make sure.
Time out. It's funny you bring that up because she's the best mom ever. She's super Christian.
Have fun having sex. What does
listen
have to do with anal beads?
Listen, though. Back in Philly when I used to do it, me and my mom shared a car for a while. And some nights I would do my event and then be too tired to take everything out the car. And then she would take the car and go to church or Bible study. And one time she needed somebody to she was like, oh, you know what? I have extra antifreeze in the trunk or whatever. And one of the deacons opened the trunk and it's like a 22-inch double dong and a box of vibrators.
Wow!
It also got her out of a speeding ticket. She got pulled over one time and the cop decided to search her and opened the trunk. And it was one of those nights that I left all the dicks in the trunk. And the cop was just like, go ahead. Just go ahead.
Hey, I understand
so she was like,
the
it was a
emergency.
blessing. Hallelujah.
I understand the emergency.
You got that, Richard? All you need to do to get out of your ticket is just load it up with dicks.
The dicks in the trunk, man. But no, I'm going to send her some stuff and then cry about my barren womb. That's about all I can do.
There you go. Here you go, Mom, so you don't get a speeding ticket. A box of dildos.
I have a Mother's Day project. Go ahead, Richard.
Okay. No, just really quick. We used to do an open mic when I first started comedy, and it was a thrift shop that was also an NA meeting for Narcotics Anonymous, and it was a bucket of dildos just on the side of the stage. I mean, like a huge, 8-gallon bucket of just dildos.
Like a bucket of dicks. I've heard of a bag of dicks. You got a
bucket of dicks. Yes, and I was like, what's this for? We just leave it there for decoration. I was like, okay. I don't know. Nowhere with the story. Just thought that was fucking weird to have a bucket of dildos. Who takes those to the thrift store?
Back to Mother's Day.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm doing a project, and I'm asking all my comedian friends to pick one thing that their mother has taught them, and to send me that 1-minute clip of them telling the camera and everybody what their mother has taught them, and I'm going to splice it all together, and we can send it to all the mothers out there. So think about.
Yeah.
And send it out to you send it out to your comic friends. What is the one thing, the most important thing that your mother has taught you? So think about it, guys. What do you think? My mom, this is what she taught me.
Making me emotional.
She tells me, if you want to be with a woman or a gay man, don't tell them the truth. They always ask for the truth, but don't give it to them, because the truth is like a big black dick. Everybody says they want it, but then when they get it, they cry. Oh my God, that's so much truth. Oh, can you just give me the tip of the truth? Does this truth come with cocaine and poppers?
Is this hitting you, Geneva? Is this really hitting you in the heart? Oh, look at her. Don't cry, Geneva.
Mom? I cried in Pan-African.
My mom is standing right there. She's nodding. She's like, yeah, exactly. Nobody wants truth. Nobody wants the whole truth. Nobody.
I'm mad that the life lessons.
The truth hurts. The truth hurts. So I've learned they need to know basis. People need to be on a need to know basis. If what you're sharing doesn't create more positivity, then just shut up. If what you're going to share doesn't create positivity, shut up. What about you guys? Give me your one thing. We got about 10 minutes left. Give me your one thing that your mama taught you that you still remember today.
I am so mad that your mom, the life lesson you got from your mom was how to be a bad bitch.
No, how to save a relationship.
No, sounds like your mom is Meg Thee Stallion or something. You know what, my mom always taught me to I don't know how to, you're gonna make me cry, but she just taught me to do it, like persevere. Like we didn't have a lot of money, but she always made things happen, and I really got that from her. Like my mom, I remember the first time we moved in a house, and it was like an abandoned house she got for free from the city, and she had to like rehab it with no money. And then our first Thanksgiving came up, and we were both living in the living room. Only rooms that work with the living room and the bathroom. We were living in the living room like a studio apartment. And she was like, "We're gonna have Thanksgiving," even though we went to my aunt's. My mom boiled a turkey because all we had was an electric skillet. She boiled a turkey so we could have Thanksgiving. Like my mom. Like I'll make stuff happen. Like the Black Girl Giggles Comedy Festival literally happens on Black Girl Magic. Like no money, no funding. Like we make that happen for the last 4 years, and it's with this wherewithal that I learned from my mother.
So that resourcefulness.
My mom taught me that women are like peanuts. Some are easy to crack open, some are hard to crack open, and some when you crack them open and eat them taste funny. So
and like a lot of people are allergic. Oh, like them Twinkie roommates are allergic, deathly allergic to peanuts. Just
Yep. So I said to my mom, "Oh, okay. I hope I don't get one that tastes funny."
So, do you have any shows coming up? Richard, where are you performing next? Tell us, guys, what's your next
that's
show?
the very next show at the Laugh Factory on a Saturday for Mother's Day. That's my next show. I'm thinking of maybe putting together something for Cinco de Mayo. I'm not sure yet. And that's it, man. I mean, we're shut down. I'm probably going to go see her show. That's it. Genevieve, I want to win some of those prizes. Yes. And go ahead.
No, and then what's your YouTube channel if we want to come check it out? Or where do we see this stuff? Like, where do we find it?
Where we see the game.
That gets us see your comedy show.
Yes.
Your show.
Your show. Richard, where do we see
my show? At the Laugh Factory. It's the laughfactory.com. The link is going to be right on the front page. Laughfactory.com. That's what they're doing with all their comedy. They're streaming just now. So the Saturday on May 9th will be all in Spanish at 4:00 U.S. time.
Nice. What about you, Geneva? Where are you performing next? Where are you streaming? How do we catch you? Tuesday at 7:00. Find you on Facebook, Geneva Joy. Where else? What else? Tell us.
Unless I'm forgetting something, I think that's my next show. I'm very forgetful. Who knows? But yeah, 7:00. Hopefully, I'll figure out the streaming thing right this time, and we'll be on the Sexy Bingo Facebook page. And I'm doing Cinco de Mayo theme. So you're going to have to hit me up so I'm not as offensive as I probably would want.
Por favor. No, por favor. Nosotros queremos estar ahí. You need one of those. At your party.
All I know how to say is La Mujer Hacienda. That's all I got.
You just chupa. Okay. Chupo bien la verga.
So I used to have a best friend who was popular. I used to have a best friend who was really into Spanish girls who were very toxic. And I was like, your kryptonite is tears in Spanish. So whenever I needed something from him, I would just cry and be like, El gato mujer, hacienda el segundo. And he would break. That's all I could do.
Oh, I love it. So I'm going to be up on Saturday over at Flappers in Burbank, streaming live. I'm doing a Cinco de Mayo show with all my Latin friends in San Diego at the Glass Corner. I also do, shows in Spanish. I'm like the only gay Ukrainian Jew that speaks Spanish. I don't know why. I'm very proud of you. By the way, Richard, you're a Mexican. The Mexicans speak Spanish. There's so many Mexicans out there. So, good for like keeping it going. And I love it. I love it. So guys, thank you so much for coming in and sharing everything with us and keeping us positive and smiling during this difficult time. We'll definitely check you out on Tuesday at 7. This has been amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Eva, pleasure.
Oh, I had so